Hey y'all, Zilria here, back again. We're recording a video today for my new series called How Did You Do That? Today we're going to do episode 1, rug stacking. So if any of you guys are on my stream or download any of my houses from the gallery, you know that I use rug stacking all the time in almost every build that I ever do. And I get frequently asked on stream or messaged on Twitter asking, how did you make a rug like that? I've never seen that. Is that custom content? I don't have any custom content rugs. I use everything from the base game, and I thought that it would be a really good idea to do a video on how I did a lot of my rug stacking, how I decide what rugs look good together stacked, and show you some examples of ones that I use frequently, and just kind of go from there. So in the comments below, if you have any questions about any particular rugs, please just ask. I always respond to all of my comments. So let's jump right into it. So the scene that's right here, basically what I did is I took the rooms from some of my builds to show you just the room so that we didn't have to tour all of the houses. So this room right here is from my Bachelorette Challenge. And as you can see, this rug is kind of fancy, but it's actually quite simple. So first I'm going to just show you all of the rooms and the rugs that I've used, and then I'll go back and explain how I did them. So this is a combination that I use in a lot of different houses. This is the dining room in the Bachelorette Challenge, and as you can see, there's 2 rugs stacked here. This is an early version of my 7 Toddler Challenge house, and so there's a rug stacked right there, the Sunshine rug from City Living and the Vintage Glamour one. Okay, in here is a combination that I use in almost every house, not necessarily in these colors, but every house that I build probably has these 2 rugs stacked together. But this is a book nook from Storm Rage Villa. And this is the Storm Rage Villa entertainment room, I guess, like their living room, TV room downstairs. And there's 2 rugs stacked right here. I probably have this particular combination in more houses than any other rug stack, except for those 2 circled Vintage Glamour ones. And so let's go back over this way and see, this is a totally different house, same rug, but it kind of has a little bit different feel to it. Makes it a little more modern here and a little less traditional. And here's that Sunshine rug again, in a little bit different combination. Okay, so we'll just start with this one since we're already here. So obviously the Sunshine rug, it's actually a chalk painting, and I just frequently pair it with just other combinations of rugs, all sorts of ones. I've done the round ones. I mean, I've done every combination, and I just really love this Sunshine rug. I think that it's great in a kids area, but I think it looks a little strange just on the floor. I just don't really like it like that, so usually I stack it on top of a rug just to kind of give it a little pattern. Usually on a plainer rug, I will stack this one on top, but I'll show you in a different example what it looks like if you do something a little more fun under there. This rug is also the chalk painting on top from City Living, and then this is one of my favorite City Living rugs. I love this rug. I love that it's square. You could use it in all different directions. In this example, my table is going diagonal, but sometimes I put it straight across. And I just love how this kind of makes it like less busy, which is weird. It's like the rug is already busy, then what you put over it is also busy, and weirdly enough, the two together kind of tone each other down. But I think it just works perfectly, and it's one of my favorite combinations. Here's that same black chalk overlay that I put on a plainer rug to kind of make this one stand out. And it's just kind of a way to give a little bit of texture and pattern to this rug without adding really any color, which is really what this scene kind of needed. This one is a little different. This is actually not a rug, this is a carpet. And so, you know, this has the wood floor up to it, then the square of carpet, which you can see is this heavy traffic black carpet from City Living. And so that is just right on here. And then I put the white chalk on top of this. I really wanted black and white, and at the time there wasn't a good black rug that fit under this, and so this worked out perfectly, and I really love how it turned out. Here's another example of that sunshine rug. I mean, you saw it before, but it obviously has this little circled one from City Living. Now, if any of you guys do not know, rugs size up wonderfully. Like, I size up my rugs all the time, and you do that by using the square brackets on your keyboard, and I always hit control. Some people say that they can get it to work without hitting control, but it never works for me, so I always hit control and then the square bracket. The bracket on the left makes it smaller, the bracket on the right makes it bigger. Okay, so I sized it back up, and then I just put, you know, the sunshine, this little sun chalk thing on top of it, just to bring a little color. Sometimes these circle rugs from Vintage Glamour, I think, kind of are a little too plain. I mean, they're fun, but they just don't have enough color, so I like to add that to it. And then this is the other way that I like to make the Vintage Glamour rug pop. I'm going to move this ottoman so it's easier to see, but I like to just stack them together because I just love the pattern and the contrast that it adds. Obviously the black one has been sized up, and then, you know, you just put the regular sized white one on top. And I'll show you a couple of other combinations when we get to the center portion because basically I just put down a whole bunch of flooring and just put a whole bunch of rugs, but I wanted to show you some where they're actually in context with furniture first. And then this is that white chalk painting again, and I just have a plain blue rug. I thought tied in the rest of the furniture really well, and it's really easy to put on. And this blue rug, I believe, is a base game. Yes, it sure is. And so it's a base game rug, and then I just have the City Living one on here. And then here's another combination of that rug. This one's actually diagonal too. I do frequently put them sideways, but horizontal or vertical. But it's the exact same one, but I think that it has a little bit different look on here. You know, the chairs are different, and it's just like, I just love how versatile this rug is. I mean, I use it all the time in tons of builds. In my personal game and for story stuff. Okay, so let me just zoom out and I'll show you what I've kind of done in here. And so this looks a little crazy, you know, I just wanted to show off several different combinations. And some of these I made specifically for this video, and I've never tried before, but really like them. Okay, so we're gonna start right over here. So this rug is obviously has some sized up portions, and it's actually 3 rugs. So first we have the Vintage Glamour circle rug, then we have the Yin Yang rug, and then this is the kids pack rug. Okay, so I love the borders on these rugs, but I very seldom use them as they are. I love the border and the color, but I don't like the rug, really. It's not my favorite rug. It just doesn't go with the style of anything. And so the first thing that I did is I was like, okay, well, I love the border, so I'm going to cover up the center. And that's kind of how I view rug stacking, is I'm like, okay, this is a portion of the rug that I love. What can I do to make it so that I love the whole rug? So the Yin Yang rug, I mean, I found one place that I could use it as it was, and that'll probably never happen again. But I love the border on this rug. And so the this circle rug from the Vintage Glamour works perfectly with the Yin Yang rug. As you can see, actually right here where it's just this portion. But I loved being able to add in the extra blue pop on top and then the blue around the bottom underneath. And so this is, you know, a new rug that I haven't tried before with all three of them, and I really, really like it. Now, I've always been trying to use this chalk painting in one, and I just haven't found the right place. But I have found a couple of combinations that make it work, and I really love this square rug from the base game. This is the same one that we used over here. Only in the green. And so basically I just have this chalk painting on top of it. You know, this rug is very industrial. It's not, you know, something that I would normally use in just any build. But so I put this chalk painting on it and now I love it. We kind of already talked about this one. You know, it's just the normal rug, but I just want you to see that you can change it to almost any color. Like if I was doing a black and pink room, this would be perfect. And I could even add, nope, that one's not gonna work. Where is the little tiny circle? Maybe that's not quite what I'm thinking of, but you know, I mean, I just like, I always am thinking like, oh, well, what could I do, add to this rug to kind of make it, I wish that this flower was a little more symmetrical, but you know, I mean, just on the fly, I just added another rug in there just to see what it would look like, and it looks pretty good. But I put these in all sorts of color combinations. I usually only use this one in the black, just because the other colors don't normally go with my color schemes. But then here's this rug again. Obviously, I do it all the time. This is wonderful. I think that I haven't used this before. I kind of came up with it for this video. So I think I'm going to start putting this in some houses. But I've never been able to use these frog rugs because I'm always thinking they're just a weird shape. They don't really go anywhere. But then this makes it's perfect because it makes it look like it is just a round rug that just has a design in the middle. And so I think I'm going to put this in some houses from now on. It's perfect, and I love how that looks. Okay, so let's go over into this next flooring combination. I'm pretty sure that both of these are from the base game. Yes, they are. And then this is just a way to show that you can just stack any rug. You don't have to use a painted rug or anything fancy to make it. You can just say, you know, I just wish that this had a little pattern in the middle, and just add one. As long as the shapes kind of go together and, you know, match your color scheme and everything, you know, it's pretty easy to put any rugs together. Now, this rug is actually a little more intense. So it actually is the vampire rug from the vampire pack. So the red rug from the vampire pack. And then it has this brown rug from the vampire pack also that is in 2 pieces. Okay. So I like this rug, but I prefer the border around the rug over the stuff in the middle. And so I like to put something in the middle of it to kind of just show the border, but not give you all of the stuff in the middle. I don't really like the colors. There's just too much going on in a way that isn't really my style or my build style. So this is a really nice combination. I don't know if this is actual colors that I would use in a build necessarily. It would have to be in the right the right situation, but I do think that it works really nicely. I've never stacked these 2 rugs before, and my wonderful friend Gitsy actually did this in the build the other day, and I was like, you know, why have I never done that? I guess I've never seen a reason to. You know, she was doing it in front of a door on the outside of the door, and it looked really nice. But, you know, it's the same rug. Obviously, one is just sized up, and then you have 2 of the same color. And this would work really well on, like, a porch or walking into your house or something. Now, this rug, I absolutely love this rug. It's from the Movie Hangout pack. But the problem with it is that I think that in the center, it's a little too busy. Like, I wish that it was just a little less busy in the center. And so on here, what I did is I just stacked these 2 black rugs on here, so that it would cover up some of the blue, the color in the middle, and make it a little more black. And once you put furniture on top of this, you're not even really going to notice the pattern on this one, and it just kind of tones down the rug, and I think that it'll work really nicely in a lot of different build situations. Okay, so over here is the sunshine rugs. I'll just talk about both of these together. So earlier in the video, I did tell you that I was going to show you what it looked like to stack this rug on something a little busier, and then, you know, another combination of it. So this is pretty normal for what I would use this for. You know, you have the round rug without all of the fancy stuff from Vintage Glamour on the outside. You just put the sun in the middle and it works perfectly. Now this is another one of the rugs that's in the same color palette, or the same swatch as the City Living rugs that I use most frequently. And I put the sun on top of it, and it created the most wonderful pattern. I've never done it before, but I think that I'm going to start using this combination quite often. It changes the pattern and the whole look of it. It makes the flower underneath this look like it is the sun. It's absolutely perfect, and I love it. And then this right here is that same rug over here, but I just wanted you to see what it would look like if you just put the black rug right in the middle, and, you know, just kind of have a little bit of the border, and I think it looks really nice. And then this is like what I wanted you to see as a combination for thinking that you don't need to always think that you need rugs that are the same shape in order to stack them, okay? So this stacking combination in particular is one that I really enjoy because it kind of takes the rug from I belong in a kid's room, or maybe out on a porch by a pool, to it being a little more formal, where I feel like you could use it nicely in a dining room, or this would look nice at the foot of a bed, or you could put it even in your living room if you had a lot of, you know, red accents around your house. I think that it would work really nicely in that way. So I already showed you this combination, but I wanted it to be here. And then just to let you, so that we could kind of play with the fact that you can do it in any color. And, oh, that one is not good. Let's not do that color. But you can do this in pretty much any color, and it's still going to look really nice. And then, you know, I could say, well, I really want this under rug, but that white chalk isn't going to work. So, oh, well, we'll make it the black one, and it's perfect. Okay, now this right here is another one of my favorite combinations. I use this rug probably most often as a plain rug. If I just want a plain rug somewhere in a house, it just needs a plain one. Maybe I have too much pattern on the wall, or I have a lot of different colors going on in the room, and I just kind of want a neutral rug. That's the rug that I use most often. But I love comboing it with this rug, because even though you still see a little bit of the plants accents on the side, you don't see it enough that it really takes away and makes you think, oh, those rugs don't go together. And the combinations of the different shades really just kind of go well together. You know, if I wanted to add a little more like lavender or purple or something to the room, I could do that. This one, if I wanted a little red pop, it's just perfect. You know, the screen one doesn't necessarily go so well with this, but I could change it to the gray. I could make it this lighter cream color and it would go really well, or you could put up the green one and it works really nicely. And then you can kind of keep the same rug style throughout your house, but you can still change the colors in every room, and I really like that. So this is another combination that I do all of the time of that Vintage Glamour rug. So as you can see, this is a 3-part rug. It has the white Vintage Glamour circle spirally rug. What do they even call this rug? The Gears rug. Oh, I never thought of it like that. Okay, so the gear rug, sized up at the bottom. And then I put the blue circle rug from the base game. Let's just make sure that is from the base game before I lie to you. Okay, perfect. And then I like to put this one on there because, you know, you want a little pop of color, but you don't necessarily want it to be so much color. I have done it frequently where it's just like this. And another combination that I actually do all the time is this floral rug on top of this, which I didn't show you in any of the other examples. But I love this rug on this because it perfectly covers the outside of, like the inside of this gear rug. But then it has the, you still see the outside of it, so you still get all that pattern. You know, I could put this one back on top of it. You can also stack the yin yang rug on top of this one. Also does the same thing as this rug. And then, you know, you cover it back up with this. Or maybe you would put, you know, a different color, like the solid spot on top of this to add a little more black. Or maybe you just want it to be the white, but, you know, you didn't want the yin yang on there. And so that works perfectly, and I love it. This is one of the most versatile rugs I've found to use. But I love this rug. I use it all the time with the blue. I use it a lot when I do large bathrooms. I think it works really good, especially under that corner tub. But yeah, you can do all sorts of combinations. You know, you add this one back in. I could even put this on top and then maybe change the color of this and do this a 4-part rug. And you know, I mean, you can kind of do anything you want to. As long as you think that they look nice together, you can almost do anything you want with a rug. I mean, I just don't like to think, you know, oh, well, these are the 100 rugs that The Sims have given us. That's all I can use, and that's what I'm stuck with. Like, I just don't think like that, so this is where we are. Okay, so this is another example of realizing that you don't have to keep the rugs the same shape. This rug fits perfectly on top of the rug underneath. They're in the same color scheme. You know, the pink is a little bit different, but if you were doing a pink and green room, like with the City Living pink and green bathroom stuff that came with the City Living pack. Let me just pull that stuff up real fast so that you can kind of see. You know, like if you were, well, maybe the shower is a better example. If you were doing that combination, you know, you could put this rug in that bathroom and it's going to work perfectly in there. You know, obviously I don't have the whole bathroom built, but, you know, I mean, if you were doing something like this, it's going to work perfectly. And sometimes this round oval shaped one isn't quite the right shape, and maybe you don't like that this has so much like kind of yellowy green in the middle. I love the pink, but I'm not in love with the green in this rug, and so I just put the green that I like on top, and it just kind of makes it look like it has, you know, just some fancy bits on the outside. Okay, so then this is another example of that same vampire rug that we looked at before, the red one from right here. But this is a combination that I actually really enjoy, and it is the, so this is actually from the base game. So this is the Princess Cordelia rug, which that's one of my favorite, like stuff for the beds and furniture and stuff. I use those all the time. But I love gold and purple together. I think that they are great combinations, but none of the purple rugs really have gold in them, and so I just make it, you know, you just put the gold on the outside and then you have a purple, black, and gold rug, and it works perfectly. Okay, so I hope that all of this information is going to be helpful for you in your future builds. Like I said before, please leave any comments if you have any questions, or would like some more ideas, or to see more rugs that I've stacked together, or some more tours. Please let me know. Leave comments below. You can also see most of my builds on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Zilrea. You can follow me on Twitter at Zilrea_. And of course, if you are enjoying my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you all to pieces, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.